Hi trombones, this is the C major scale. This is number 44 in the EE book, Key Moment. You can see you've got the natural key signature, the organic key signature, all naturals. So your E's and your B's and everything else are going to be natural. Okay, that means when you get to E, of course, it's not going to be third position like an E flat. It's going to be second position, E natural. Second position is about an inch of silver. That's the way I think about it anyway. It's kind of midway between first, of course, and third. So about right there should be good. Of course, you're going to want to use a tuner and your ears to really make sure you get that note in tune. Really listen carefully. Okay. The B also, you've got a high B in this case, not a low B. Low B would be seventh position, way out, of course. But the high B, this is one of the few times when they're not the same. The low version and the high version are not the same position. The high B is actually in fourth position. So about right there. Okay. The edge of your slide is about even with the bell there. Again, you're going to want to really tune up your ears and make sure you're right in the right place. Also, by the way, if you have the trigger, of course, you can use the trigger for, instead of the C, very first note of the C scale, obviously is C. Instead of sixth position, you could play that in first position with the trigger if you wanted to. Okay. The general rule of thumb, though, is if it's about the same technical difficulty between using the regular slide position and using the trigger, you're going to want to use the regular slide position if it doesn't make too much difference. The reason for that is it's easier to get a good sound when the air has all that area to flow into. It's making fewer turns. The air, when you put it into the pipe over here, of course, has to make more turns, which is going to make it a little stuffier. In fact, someday you may see, instead of the regular rotary valve here, there's a special valve on the trombone that high-end trombones come with, called a Thayer valve. It looks like a cone. It looks like kind of a little pyramid almost. That's right here instead of this rotary valve. And what that does is it eases the transition. Instead of the air having to make a right-hand turn and go into the pipe, it's kind of like the off-ramp on a highway. It smooths the transition between the two roads, so to speak. Okay. So again, the C scale here, it does have all the right notes. You've got the third note is E natural. The seventh note is B natural, so be careful about that. The high C also, if you didn't know it already, is the third position, of course, high C. And then you've got the arpeggio at the end too. So it should sound like your regular old major scale. If it doesn't sound like a regular old major scale, you're probably doing something wrong. So listen carefully, check your key signature, all that kind of stuff, okay? Go to it. Have fun.